Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to another episode. This week's episode is a little ode to all my introvert girlies. But if you're an extrovert, don't switch off, because a lot of what I'm going to talk to you about today crosses over for all of us as women, as people, as humans. Like, this is a great crossover episode, but I am showing my introvert girlies some love. Being an introvert myself, it's important to share my journey and how I got here, and also important to break down the stereotypes that people have of what an introvert has to look like or be like. So to kick it all off, an introvert just means you are recharged by being alone, and extroverts are recharged by being in people's company. So extroverts, being around people gives them life, gives them that buzz, gives them that energy. For us introverts, being alone gives us that buzz, that vibe, that energy. So the energy, the result is the same, but how we get to the result is different. But most of the time, us introverts are seen as quiet, shy. We don't speak. We barely have a voice. We don't do anything fun. I don't know why introverts get a rap as being boring. Like, we're not boring, guys. But yeah, introverts, we're like the boring ones. That's how we get seen. And extroverts are like the rule-breaking bad ones. Like, that's how the world sees introversion and extroversion. I believe that's totally wrong. There's also ambivert, which sits right in the middle, which is where you can present as both introvert and extrovert, and you can get energy from both. Like, you can get energy from people and from being alone. And I would say because of my career and now where I am now and having my own business and things like that, and just getting older, I can sometimes cross over into the sort of ambivert world. But I am a true blue introvert. Like, deep down in my soul, in my core, everything about me is an introvert. She says that as she records a podcast episode. People often think, oh, you got a podcast, you're online. Like, there's no way you're an introvert. People say I present as an extrovert, and I get it, and I know why I present as an extrovert, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. But I'm also going to talk about how I've had to push myself out of my natural comfort zone, out of my natural habitat as an introvert to be where I am today. Like, actually, I'm going to cover that real quick right now, just in one area of my life, my business. It took me 6 months to show my face online. If you have been following me for a while and you've been here for a minute, August 2019 is when I started my Instagram page. I did not show my face for, it was either 6 to 8 months. It was at least 6 months. I did not show my face. I mean, I didn't go on stories. I posted stories, but they never had my face in. I never had pictures of me. I just was not about myself. I used stock pictures, you know, the ones you get on the internet from Google, like the ones you're allowed to use. I use nothing but stock pictures, Canva images, and none of my face. No videos. And now I'm on here, videos, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm all over the place now. Whole podcast. How? I decided to push myself outside of my comfort zone because I wanted to grow my business and I wanted something different. And sometimes to get something different, you have to do different. It didn't mean I was a whole new person, because a podcast works for an introvert, because I'm sitting here now talking to you in like pajama bottoms and a t-shirt and my hair looks crazy. No one has to see me. This is comfortable to me. This is like me sitting in my room talking to myself. No one else is here. It's me with a mic, a computer, some software, and recording a podcast episode. As an introvert, this is great to me. This is just me and my thoughts. It's like a personal diary. So even though you think, oh, how has she as an introvert got a podcast? That's how. How has she as an introvert got an online business where she's online talking, sharing her thoughts? 2 reasons. I'm confident. Don't let society and the world fool you into believing that introverts aren't confident. There are a lot of us confident introverts. I'm confident around the things I know I'm good at. When it comes to career, helping people make money, helping people change industry, I know I'm good at it. So I'm confident showing up and talking about it. And second, getting me on video is pushing myself way out of my comfort zone. Even till this day, when I go live, when I have to be on video, I will avoid it. If you go to my page now, when was the last time I went live? Let's be real. On my own. When's the last time I went live? I have to work up to going live sometimes. Going on stories is easy because I record myself and then I post it. It's not like being live in the moment, but it's easy now. It's taken me years to get here. And I still have like mini panic attacks every time before I go on live. I still have mini panic attacks before I go and do a speech in front of like hundreds of people. I still have mini panic attacks before I record a podcast episode. So just to be clear, that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, let's jump into this episode. The tagline for this episode is, you do not have to be the loudest person in the room to make the most impact. My entire career is proof of that. So many of the women I work with, their careers, their bank balances are proof of that. You do not have to be the loudest person in the room to make the most impact. So to all my introvert girlies, please know that my level of introversion has hindered me in so many areas of my life. It has held me back previously. Like I feel like I've lived about 3 different lives, but in previous Adele, I've been in relationships where I didn't speak up for myself, where I let a lot of things slide. I didn't get treated the best. And I had to wait for the confident, strong version of me to kick in for me to say, hell no, no more. I put up with a lot. I didn't like rocking the boat. As an introvert, I like to think a lot first. And sometimes I overthink so much that I never end up saying anything. So people will get away with a lot. I've worked in jobs where I was being given more and more and more work and not asking for more and more money. I was just taking the peanuts and accepting them and being grateful for them. I spent so much time observing that I didn't take any action. Because as an introvert, I'm naturally observant. I see everything. There would be times when someone would say something in a meeting and I would have been thinking about that like 3 weeks ago and wanting to say it in the meeting, but just never said it because I'm too shy. So then I never get seen as being an expert at work because although I'm having all the same thoughts as everyone else, I'm too busy observing thinking, oh, should I say it now? No, wait, look, that person's talking. Even now, if I'm in a group coaching situation, maybe I want to get coached by my coach, but there's other people there and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should let them go first. These are the thoughts that still happen in my mind now till this day because I'm an introvert. Oh, I don't need to talk. Let someone else talk. Whereas an extrovert, my extroverted friends, they will talk over each other. They will talk first because they want it out. They want to be in front of people. They like that. So understand that being an introvert has hindered me in the past and still sometimes hinders me. The difference now is I understand when it's happening and I can push through it. Second thing I want to touch on is this whole introverts are not confident. Do not feed into that stereotype. One thing I will say is I coach both introverts and extroverts. And some of the extroverts I coach, actually a lot of the extroverts I coach, not majority, but more extroverts than introverts lack confidence. More of the extroverted clients that I have lack confidence. They use the extroversion to hide their lack of confidence. So they put on this bravado, they put on this loud, outgoing personality, when actually inside they're like small kids that just need a hug because actually they're struggling with their confidence. They lack a lot of confidence. They have a lot of self-doubt. But they don't present like that so the world doesn't see it. And as an introvert, sometimes because you don't speak first. I want to make that really clear, even though I'm on this podcast. As an introvert, I don't speak first. I think first. I really observe a situation for a long period of time before I speak on it. So when you hear me going off on these rants, I've thought about them for a while first. But the fact that I speak on them presents as an extrovert. But please know I've been thinking about them for a very long time. This whole confidence thing, it's not that introverts lack confidence. I think something I noticed with introverts and being an introvert myself is that actually because we spend a lot of time with ourselves, being an introvert, we like our own company. We like being alone a lot. When you are like that, spending time with yourself means you get to know yourself, which in turn means actually you build this really quiet confidence. You know who the F you are and you are confident in who you are. You don't need to show up in any other way than who you are because you're confident. Whereas I've met some extroverts who are also confident, and it just shows because they're so outgoing. So you catch their confidence really quickly. But I've also, like I said, majority of the extroverts I've worked with have a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fears around who they are and a lot of people pleasing. A lot of extroverts I know are very people pleasing. And you would think that's a very introverted trait, but a lot of extroverts, they care so much about what people think. Whereas introverts, let's be real, especially me, I care a little bit less about what people think because if you walk out of my life, oh well, you're lost. I don't care because I like my own company. Liking your own company is a superpower. So any girlies listening now, do understand that liking your own company is a superpower because when people threaten to leave, you don't care as much as some people would care. You're like, bye. I'm thankful for the peace and quiet, to be honest. Yes, I might cry and be sad, but to be honest, being alone is okay. It doesn't last that long for me when I'm sad because being alone is okay. I like me. I like my company. Because I'm alone a lot of the time as an introvert, I've gotten to know myself. I really like myself because I spend most of the time with myself. That's a really important quality. Your superpower as an introvert is observing. Most of us are really good at observing. And when I talk about observing, things that have helped me in my career, let me be really clear. The reason why I say that you do not have to be the loudest in the room to make the most impact, let me just run down. I changed industry with 0 qualifications or experience. And in the first 12 months, almost doubled my old salary. I got promoted 7 times in 4 years after changing industry. Still no qualifications. I convinced the company to let me work part-time hours and keep my full-time salary. Yes, I did do that. I grew an office to out-earn every other branch in our company and have the highest revenue for 8 consecutive years. I managed a team to turn over almost 1 million in 12 months. I started a career podcast that ended up being in the top % of shows shared internationally. Yes, to all my international babes listening right now. And that was a Spotify record, by the way. Top 10% of shows shared internationally on Spotify. I got promoted into senior management while my home life and my relationship totally fell apart. No one knew. I was having a hard time at home. My entire 7-year relationship broke down. Me and my daughter's dad were no longer together. I was moving out, being alone, being by myself. And yeah, I was getting promoted into senior management. All those things I have done whilst being an introvert. How? Like I was saying, observation is one of our top qualities. The fact that I'm so observant helps me to motivate my teams and figure out what drives people because I'm paying attention. I'm not listening to just what people say. I'm paying attention to your facial expressions. I don't really care what people say. People are going to say anything. But what you do, what I notice about you, what I observe about you, that's what the real is. What you say when I'm working with my clients, they might say something to me, but they mean something else. There's an underlying meaning. And how do I pick that up? I listen to the tone because I'm super observant. I pay attention to their body language and their facial expression. Why? Because I'm super observant. Other people might accept what someone says to them at face value. Like, oh, I don't like chocolate. And they just say, okay, cool. I'm paying attention to your face. I'm looking at the empty chocolate wrappers in your bin. I'm like, is it that you don't like chocolate or you don't want people to think you like chocolate? Because there's some other reason why you think chocolate is a bad thing. Is it that you're worried about your weight? Now, do you see how I went down a whole rabbit hole there from one thing? But that's how observant I am. And I know my introvert girlies listening, you feel the same. I know so many women that are just like me, especially as introverts. They are paying attention. When someone tells me they're happy and I can see the depression, I can hear the depression in their voice. I have friends that are like to me, how did you know? And I'm like, I could smell it almost. My observation skills help me to see past the BS that people are saying and doing and actually get to the real, get to the core, get to their soul. That right there helps me to see what motivates someone. Like I'm paying so much attention to different team members. I'm like, oh, she really likes this. Okay, so if I do this, she's going to be motivated. Oh, whereas this one really likes this. So I can cater to 10 different personalities in one go as a manager. My observation skills is what helps me motivate and lead. I'm a problem solver. I spend so much time alone and not wanting to ask people because I'm an introvert. I don't always want to have a conversation with someone. I don't want to always ask someone else. And that works against me because sometimes when I need to ask for help, I don't always ask for it in time. It takes me a long time. And then I'm like, I wish I'd asked for this in the first place because it made my life so much easier. But it also means that I sit around problem solving alone a lot. Being a problem solver means when I work at a 9 to 5, I can help problem solve. I get promoted really quickly. I've not had a job where I haven't been promoted. Even when I was like 17 and I worked at like Sainsbury's, like my first job, they kept getting me to learn different aspects. They kept training me on different areas because I'm such a problem solver. I'll be like, oh, this might be good for us to change or this might be a good idea. I might not say it in a meeting because my introversion will hold me back, but I'll say it one-on-one. I might say it to my boss one-on-one. I might say it to like an assistant manager one-on-one because I'm willing to talk to people in a one-on-one scenario because I'm an introvert and I like smaller groups. But because of that, I've worked a lot on my problem solving. And then communication, which is not often associated with introverts, like I said before. But my communication comes second to my observation. So I observe, I pay attention, I learn everything I need to learn like a ninja. I'm stealth, learn everything I need to know about you in and out. Then I speak. That helps me with my coaching. Because when someone's saying one thing to me, I'm like, I listen to every part of what they said. And then I'm like, could it be this though? And they're like, Adele, you saw into my soul. Yes, I did, because I observed and then I communicated. Communication is also not just verbal. Remember that, guys. People forget you can be really good at communication. It doesn't have to be verbal. I'm really good at reading body language. I'm really good at understanding what lies beneath people's communication, not just what they're saying, but what they're doing, the tone. I pick up on people's emotions and feelings because I'm very attuned to it. As an introvert, what are your superpowers? The things that you think are bad could be the things that help you. Because I'm shy, I go under the radar sometimes. Now, this whole shy thing as well, that's another stereotype. Not all introverts are super, super shy. Most of the ones I meet are. I don't come across as shy, and I get that, guys. But that shy me, she still lives inside me, and I have to talk her out a lot of the time on a daily basis. The shy version of me who doesn't want to show up, sometimes I have to be like to her, come on, let's go. The shy version of me, you'll say, how are you meeting all these clients, Adele, if you're so shy? That's one-on-one. That's easy for me. And even if it wasn't, the reason why sometimes I'm able to push past my comfort zone and do the things that you guys see me doing is because I'm in alignment. It has less to do with being an introvert or an extrovert and more to do with finding my purpose. I love when people are like, oh my gosh, Adele, that really helped. Or, oh my gosh, Adele, what you did changed my life. Or, thank you so much, Adele. I love that feeling. I'm energized by that. And I know a lot of you say, oh, that makes you an extrovert because people are energizing you. No, that means I'm operating in my purpose. My purpose is service and to help people. My purpose is to empower, inspire, and teach people. When I'm operating in that power, I present as an extrovert. It doesn't mean I am an extrovert. I present as an extrovert because I'm working in alignment. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing the work that I was put on this earth to do. I am working with my gifts, my God-given gifts. I am working with the talents that I have been given. All have been afforded different talents. There are things that I am so bad at and I wish I was better at. But this is what I'm been put here to do. So I feel empowered when I am working with groups of women. I feel empowered when I'm supporting other people to reach their dreams. That energizes me, not because I'm an extrovert, not because I'm an introvert, but because I'm working in alignment. And this is why I said this episode, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, was going to be a great episode to listen to. Because pushing past your comfort zone can lead you to your purpose. Had I not pushed myself after 6 months of not showing online to do a live, which I still keep on my page. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of my live, you'll see my first live. I look scared like a deer in the headlights. I think I recorded it in 2020 at some point. Scared, deer in the headlights, absolutely ridiculous. But I leave it there as a reminder to myself of where I started. But pushing past my comfort zone has helped me to get into alignment. It's helped me find my purpose, has helped me realize this is what I enjoy doing. This is where I'm supposed to be at this part of my life. Had I not done that, I would still be unsure of what my purpose was. I still wouldn't have been doing this out in the open. I would have still been helping my friends and family with CVs and interviews and helping them negotiate more money and helping them build their confidence. I would have still been doing that because I was doing that anyway. But I wouldn't have been doing it on this big scale. I wouldn't be working with people in all different countries. I work with women in America, India, the Caribbean, the UK. Who would have thought it? Little old introvert me. And this is why I'm telling you the loudest person in the room doesn't mean they're the only people that make the impact. You do not need to be the loudest person in the room to make the most impact. If I never helped another person again, I would be really sad, but I'd also be really proud of all the people I've already helped, all the money I've put into other women's pockets, all the amazing things I've helped people do that they come back and say to me, thank you. If I never helped another client again, that on itself would make me feel great. That in itself makes me smile when I think about it. And I did all that as an introvert. I did all that still while being shy, still while sometimes being nervous showing up online, still the person who, when we go to work, I leave first, or I say I can't go because I would prefer to just go home and not have to do social time. The person who doesn't like networking in huge groups. And unless I've got a friend to go with me, I don't want to go because I don't want to talk to new people. I just want to talk to my friend. All the parts of me that you don't see on a daily basis, all the parts of me that make me an introvert. So if you're an introvert, I want you to sit and think about what are 3 qualities that you have that maybe you think are negative right now, and how can you flip the script? How is your shyness a good thing? How is the fact that you don't speak first, but you maybe observe and listen? How is listening a great skill? I'm telling you now, if you are good at listening, it's really important because you hear everything. You don't miss things. Sometimes when people don't listen and their first skill is to communicate first, they miss the detail. And that's why they go and do things wrong. My daughter, case, love her to death, but she's an extrovert. She will think she knows what I'm about to say, or she'll think she heard everything I said and go and do something totally wrong. She has once on an exam missed a 12-marker question because she didn't read the whole thing. She thought she read speed, ready to communicate, ready to start writing. If you're good at listening, she had a teacher telling her what to do and she missed the whole thing. So she missed part of what she needed to do on her paper on her exam. If you listen and you have good listening in a company, do you know how much money you can make them because you listen to all the detail and you went and executed without fault, without gaps, because you listened to every part of the detail and you went away and delivered. Start talking about your bad things that you think are bad because you're an introvert as the greatest gifts you've ever been given in life, because that's what they are. And if you're an extrovert girly listening to this, same rule applies. Me saying that because you talk first is a problem. For an introvert girly, yeah, that's a problem. You talking first and maybe missing something means, guess what? Progress over perfection. You get it done. While someone might be sitting observing and wasting time, you fail fast so that you can win quicker. You make the mistake sooner, whereas I'll be trying everything not to make the mistake. Sometimes introversion causes perfectionism. Sometimes being an extrovert causes perfectionism. But I know as an introvert, it often causes perfectionism because I don't want to quickly communicate. I want to sit and observe and try and get all the detail. And actually, sometimes I have to say, Adele, get up and go. We haven't got time for all this. You have to sometimes push down the extrovert, that introvert. I have to sometimes push her down and be like, introvert Adele, you need to chill right now. I'm going to have to push through. And I'm going to have to let ambivert Adele take over. And again, pushing through is because I'm leaving my comfort zone so that I can do work that feels aligned. I can make money that feels aligned. Old Adele would not be negotiating the kind of deals that I negotiate now, that this current Adele negotiates. If I was still sitting on that, I need to observe more, I need more information, I need more of the, no. You have all the information you already need, Adele, let's go. Let's go and negotiate. You've paid more than enough attention throughout your career to understand what companies care about and what companies need. Let's go do it. And let's help 20 other women do the same. Let's hold the door open. Let's all run through it. Let's all break the 6-figure barrier. Let's all start doing jobs that we absolutely adore and still being able to live the life that we want to live. Let's all be able to go on vacations, buy nice houses, travel, do whatever we want to do. Have just because money, just because I want to say yes. I've got a whole just because bank account. I save in there and it's called just because on the days when people ask me, do you want to go and do this? Instead of me having to be like, oh, let me check and see if I've got enough money. I'm like, yep, just because I want to say yes. Investing, building passive income, starting a business, making sure we build careers that allow us to do all of these things. That's what I was put here to do. So when I step out of my comfort zone, I'm working in alignment. I might present as an extrovert, like I said, but I'll always be an introvert. I like being alone. I like time by myself. I hide from my friends and turn my phone off because I don't want to talk to you. I prefer a text over a phone call any day of the week. If you're an introvert, I would love for you to comment and leave me comments in the notes under the show notes. Especially if you're on Spotify, you can comment and you can leave comments. I would love to hear your comments on this episode. Message me on Instagram, LinkedIn. You know where I hang out, guys. TikTok even at the moment. If you're not following me on TikTok, go ahead. But if you follow me on Instagram, you don't need to follow me on both because they're very similar videos. They're the same videos most of the time. So yeah, like I said, you do not need to be the loudest in the room to make the most impact. My career is proof of that. So many of my clients' careers are proof of that. I've worked with other coaches. I've helped them start their businesses. I've worked with other small business owners to get their business off the ground. I help 9-to-5ers, obviously, with their careers and salary negotiations and all those things. And I do all of that as an introvert. And they are introverts, a lot of them, that are then starting businesses and negotiating crap loads of money because they've realized that pushing past certain qualities that people have put on us helps them get everything they want in life. Also, they are reminded that just because someone keeps telling you, oh, as an introvert, you're shy. As an introvert, you don't speak, doesn't mean you have to be that. Introversion doesn't equal shy. Introversion doesn't equal lack of confidence. Those two things really wind me up. Introversion comes across as shy because we just don't like to talk first. We just don't. I don't want to be in a meeting and talk. I don't care. I don't even care to be in the meeting. You could have sent me an email, like real talk. You could have sent me an email and I could have gone about my day because I like being by myself and working. If you ask me through the day, how do I like to split teamwork and individual work? I would probably say 70-30 and some days 60-30. And that's 70 working alone, 30% with my team. I love teamwork, but guess what I do as a manager? As an introvert manager, I equip my team with so much knowledge and skills that they don't need to talk to me all through the day. They are so good at their job that they just run. My teams run on autopilot because I train and I make sure things happen. That's my skill as an introvert manager. It also means that mostly my team will grow and move on quickly. But if you go all over my LinkedIn, I've got so many recommendations from my teams or people that have worked with me or under me when I was the manager, and they all say the same thing. I coach them and help them grow and make them want to spread their wings and leave, not because I'm a bad manager, but because they want to. I've made them know that they're amazing and they add value and they could go and make more money somewhere else, even if it's not with me. They could go and rule the world if that's what they want to go and do. And I'll train them to get there if that's what they tell me they want. And I've done it all as an introvert. Stop letting people put you in a box. You get to decide the boxes that you put yourself in. You get to kick down all those boxes too and be whoever the hell you want to be. So I am the most extroverted introvert, if that's what you want to call me, because I present as an extrovert while you don't see all the introverted stuff that's happening inside of me, all the shyness, all the fear, and I know you're saying like, Adele, you just said shyness isn't necessarily an introversion thing. It's not necessarily is, but I'm a shy person in general. I might not present as a shy person because, like I said, I push through certain things. But just know I am. Just know sometimes if you meet me at a networking event and you come over and talk to me, I'm very happy that you came and talked to me because I'm shy and I wouldn't have come and talked to you first. I'm very, very shy. And I've probably come with a friend and my friend somewhere, like maybe going to get a drink, and that's the only reason why I was standing by myself. Just know that when you come over to me. And then know that when you start speaking to me and you speak to me about something that I'm confident in, I will talk for England because I'm confident in the thing that you've asked me about. Also, I'm friendly. Please don't think that all introverts are cold and mean. Like, I'm super friendly. So introvert or not, I'm just a friendly, polite person. I'm not going to be rude to you just because I'm an introvert and like walk off because I don't like being around too many people. Anyway, like I said, this was just a quick love note to all my introvert ladies, just as a reminder that being an introvert is your superpower. And my extrovert girlies, even though this episode wasn't specifically directed at you, find your superpower and lead with it. Even if it's the thing that people say to you is a bad thing. Like I know extrovert girlies, you get told all the time, you're just too much. You're so annoying. Find your tribe. Find people that like you're too much. When someone tells you you're too much, tell them they're not enough. That's why they feel like you're too much. Never dim your light. Introvert or extrovert, absolutely never dim your light or change who you are at your core to please other people. The only time you should be pushing past your comfort zone is to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself and to get into the most aligned place in your life as possible. As always, love chatting to you guys, and I'll speak to you on another episode. Now, don't forget, if you want to work with me, if you are trying to change industry, if you are trying to make more money, I don't care whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, if you're trying to start your business, if you are trying to create your own lane, do the things that people tell you aren't possible, like change industry without having to start over. Check, we do that over here. Get to 6 figures without needing a new qualification. Check, we do that over here. If that is you and you're trying to make a major career change, you are trying to upgrade your confidence and you are trying to make some more money, reach out, book a call with me, and let's talk about getting you into coaching with me in the new year, because 2024 is no different from 2023 or 2022 or 2021 or 2020 or 2019. We are smashing barriers, making money, and I'm taking as many of you with me as I possibly can because we get to do work we love and get paid stupidly well to do it. Speak soon, guys. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.